All right, everybody, I'm going to be talking low and slow in this video. I wasn't going to do a video. I lost my voice, but there are some things happening today. I have to just go over a couple of things. Not going to be too crazy. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. I'm going to dive into Bitcoin price action. I really think more and more right now with what is happening and the timing of it, a hypercycle, some people calling it a super cycle, is in the works. Something that we've really never seen in terms of a cycle. And I want to explain why that is. This might be a very good thing, but it has this one dynamic to it that will frustrate some people. That is to say, the need for patience. So I want to start with the big news today. Senator Loomis, author of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill, has just been voted chair of the new Senate subcommittee on digital assets. I want to show one quick clip of almost a 7-minute clip. Check this out.
And that's only the beginning. Over 5 years, the United States will assemble 1 million Bitcoin, 5% of the world's supply.
This is Senator Loomis. She has been just a proponent of crypto through the war, the anti-crypto army war with the Biden administration, Gensler. She has been a senator that has been supporting all of us. And right now, she is the chair of the Senate Banking Subcommittee. So in terms of this hypercycle, I want to read something within her statement. Obviously, she's just saying digital assets are the future. U.S. wants to remain a global leader. Congress needs to urgently pass bipartisan legislation. And it says the biggest thing that I want to point out in this whole entire thing is towards the end. I look forward to shepherding bipartisan legislation to President Trump's desk this year that secures our financial future. This year. I think many people are just waiting for that executive order to drop. Bitcoin Reserve, done. And now we have a little bit of a different perspective on things. We have this kind of a carrot teasing the world, the crypto space. And so we don't know when this is going to happen. This is going to need to get through the vote, right? So there's this anticipation once again that is going to start building. Now, with that, gives us a bunch of different things. The speculation aspect of it, the room for consolidation during the speculation, but this continued fundamental dynamic of supply shock that is in formation right now. I think it is very clear. And by the way, Trump, I don't have the clip, but he was speaking today. He's going to make, again, he mentioned basically making US the leader in crypto and, in digital assets. And then we have this news. So I think it's becoming very clear that US is going to take a very bullish stance on crypto. What's good and what plays into the hypercycle, and I want to look into price action of Bitcoin, this could directly lead us to that hypercycle. So let me explain this. Here's where we are in consolidation. And I just want to make a note to you. We have our Bitcoin halvings across the years. These purple lines are basically altcoin season. So this is last bull market. Here's this bull market so far. You can see a lot of time left. The red line speculatively, the end of the bull run, maybe around October if it repeats previous cycles. Here's 2 cycles ago, the bull run. We're kind of in this first consolidation phase for Bitcoin post altcoin season. So this gives us a nice area to look at on the charts of where we are this cycle. First consolidation, around 60 days of consolidation so far. We're going to dive into this chart and really look at the structure of it. But there we are, 60 days. If we go to last cycle, you start noticing some differences right off the bat. Our first post-altcoin season consolidation for Bitcoin was around 36 days. And then we went higher. And just look at the chart itself, right? It looks way more parabolic already of last cycle compared to this cycle. And then we go to 2 cycles ago. And that chart looks incredibly parabolic. But notice post altcoin season triggering 77 days of consolidation for Bitcoin, very choppy waters, right? Swing high to swing low, 30%, 32%. 77 days though before going higher. And right now, if you notice, we're getting close to that 77 days. So two things. This cycle, and many people have been saying this for quite some time now, is very much resembling 2 cycles ago, way more than last cycle. So this bull cycle is looking a lot like the current bull cycle that we're in. And oddly enough, we have Trump in office again, this time bullish on crypto, right? So if we're going to have that similarity alone, that is good. But what I'm saying, and this isn't a guarantee, now with the potential patience needed for the Bitcoin reserve, amongst other things, all of the speculation regarding crypto taxes and things like that, people are kind of just on the edge of their seats waiting, and we might have to wait a good amount of time. So if that's the case, what if we get this first altcoin season consolidation and it's even longer than that, right? So what I'm saying is, what if, I'm just proposing this, and then we're going to dive into the charts in the short term to get an idea of short-term price action. But what if we get a similar consolidation of what we got going into Bitcoin halving? That alone was some insane reset consolidation on these charts. But we take our bars pattern from that swing high to the end of the consolidation to next swing high. You can just see, what if we're getting something like this, right? Not only are we being tested in a bull market like never before, hypercycle, but Bitcoin's actually hitting these very normal technical analysis targets. And if we have a multi-year inverse head and shoulders that has been the foundation of the structured setup for my analysis, this long of a time to get back to the neckline, maybe it happens sooner, but that neckline throwback, right, in the middle of a bull market would be unprecedented, because the chart alone, even if it was half of this time before we get the next leg up, and don't worry, I'm going to talk about potential we start going parabolic again like every other cycle at this moment. But what if this happens? Everybody anticipating, people, it's not happening. We're not getting the Bitcoin reserve fast enough. And this happens. This demonstrates the first bull cycle where we don't just kind of go straight up, right? Not at all. Even from Bitcoin halving, you can just see it just so sideways. What do we have? Not even that much. What is this? October to December, 2 months of actual parabolic move, and it wasn't not even that parabolic. If we get a reset like this, notice how the very next leg up would be towards what would be the end of a bull market, but I'm proposing it wouldn't be the end of a bull market, everybody. And for more detail about why I think that, I did a recent video kind of reformatting the long-term analysis of Bitcoin, meaning if you look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, everybody has this upper trend line. We all have had it over the cycles. The ceiling to floor flip zone, right? With this new demand, if US is going to buy 5% of Bitcoin, right? And governments are going to race to Bitcoin, and we have insane regulatory clarity. Crypto and US is the crypto capital of the world. We're starting to get insane consolidation in the bull market we've never seen. The launch pad is set. Then this upper trend line, the ceiling, will, I think, become the floor. And this is what a hypercycle could look like, right? Meaning the top isn't right here, and we could just have these moments of consolidation that last longer. Now, I digress. I know we're all looking at the shorter term Bitcoin charts. So if we're looking at this, obviously Bitcoin's in this very clear channel, this upper trend line resistance right around $108,000. But in there, we do have this descending triangle that Bitcoin broke out of January 17th, kind of broke to upside, tested the trend line a little bit. So kind of nice throwback a little bit to the trend line area. The 20 just crossed the 50. So everything I'm saying about potential consolidation could, and I'm talking about consolidation like this that I just discussed on the longer term, could break, right? If Bitcoin gets the breakout, and it might happen. But I'm just proposing this potential scenario where we are in the middle or at the beginning of a hypercycle. Everybody talks about super cycle. What does that look like? I don't think it looks like just straight up super cycle for, nonstop. I think a super cycle is kind of defined as a bull market that lasts longer and goes higher. And if we're going to get something like that, it's going to be because of just drawn out periods. And maybe we don't go to the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. Maybe it's just like in a ridiculous, choppy, sideways type of move. I don't know. But either way, there's big money preparing for everything that is happening right now. And if you think about that, maybe that alone will be enough for Bitcoin not to fall into just some type of consolidation channel and Bitcoin just goes crazy sooner than later. But I continue just on the short term to look at short-term price action and to look at the structure of things and just wait for breakouts, right? So to the downside, we have our trend line area as well as the moving average confluent area of support around $99,000. That's that first area of support. Next area of support for me is the lower trend line of the triangle around $90,000. Resistance right now around $108,000. And either way, waiting for confirmation, a break to the upside, a fall to the downside, and we continue tracking price action of Bitcoin. But there's a big story going on right now in terms of Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. And altcoins, by the way, if you're bullish on altcoins, the scenario that I just discussed for Bitcoin will send altcoins flying. I did a post earlier, FOMO velocity. It will be FOMO velocity whenever the next leg up is on this altcoin market cap chart. And I don't know if it's now. I don't know if Bitcoin falls and crypto falls into that long, painful consolidation before the next leg up. Whenever that next leg up is, we will have people that have been on the fence, people thinking about getting into crypto. And I don't know what will trigger the event, but there will be FOMO, and we can call it FOMO velocity. The next leg up for altcoins will be insane. And I genuinely think that. I won't sit here and say I know when it's going to happen because I don't, right? But what if we're in this type of consolidation right now, and we have to just kind of hobble around for a while. Maybe it's not as long. People are getting frustrated. Top of the bull market's over, but it's not the top of the bull market. And it's actually this hyper cycle, this cycle that we've never seen before. So these are my thoughts today, everybody. I hope you're doing well out there. Prepare for everything. None of us know how this is going to play out. I know I'm macro bullish. Probably the most macro bullish I've ever been on this YouTube channel. Been doing this almost every day for 7 years. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. And if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. Your support means a lot. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.